Come around, listen in and join the fun. Learning as we go, new words and stories. Adventures begun. Let's open up the pages. Don't have far to look. It's all in a book. Ruthy's Reading Room. Ruthy's Reading Room. Ruthy's Reading Room. Ruthy's Reading Room.
Why, hello, little readers. Welcome to Ruthy's Reading Room. I'm Ruthy, and this is my buddy Ja. We're going to read a story today, and it's a good one, but we're going to have our listening ears on and be very quiet. And for our more advanced readers, you might remember a story I read called The Adventures of Amilya Rose, The Lie. Think back in your memory. Yeah, some of you remember. But before we get too far, what do we need to do? Yes, run and get your stuffy or blankie or a reading buddy and come on back. All right, my little readers, come on back and let's ask the question, which book is coming off the shelf next? Oh, it's so exciting. All right. What is this? It's called The Adventures of Amilya Rose, Disappearance. Ooh. The book was written by Chavonne Stewart, and the illustrations were done by Jasmine Mills. Now, let's take a close look. Can you see? There's a picture of a little girl. She just looks so happy. But if we think back, I read a story by Chavonne Stewart before, didn't I? The Adventures of Amilya Rose, The Lie. So we're back again with another story by Chavonne Stewart. Oh, I know, it's exciting. And just like last time, we're going to split it into 2 parts. So we'll start one part today, and then you'll come on back to hear the second part. Isn't that exciting? All right. Let's get us ready. Can you still see from here? It's going to hang on the side. There we go. Let's put our listening ears on and put our hands in our lap while we sit quietly for this story. Now, I will say it is for some of our more advanced little readers, but I want you to stick with us, okay? Let me check on you. Hello out there. Hello, everybody. Oh, hi, Hadley. Yes, perfect. I'm so glad you're here. Excellent, everybody. You're ready for story time, so let's dive in. Chapter 1, Last Day of School. My alarm clock chimes like a bird, and I sit straight up in my bed. I say, "It's Friday, the last day of school," and I hop out of bed so fast that I tumble to the floor. The fall didn't hurt me, so I giggle. I'm excited because I get to spend the summer with the best grandparents in the world, Big Daddy and Big Mama. But before my summer vacation begins, I have to make it through the day. Luckily, there's no more classwork left to do. Wendell Elementary has been having field days all week. My parents are always telling my teachers that I am mischievous, but most of my teachers have concluded that I am just adventurous. Yeah, that sounds better than mischievous, doesn't it? I usually do something out of the ordinary daily, but I guess I have been waiting for school to get out before I attempt any more adventures. During my last adventure, I lied so much that even I could not recognize the truth. Do you guys remember that? She kept going and going with things that weren't true until it caught up to her. She just had to tell the truth, right? Okay. I didn't want to get into any more trouble at school, so I haven't been on an adventure in a long time. The only good thing that came out of my last adventure is that I am now allowed to walk to the daycare after school as long as Mom follows me in the car. It's a bit ridiculous, but I'm glad I get to walk more. I can only imagine what type of trouble I am going to get into this summer because I am long overdue for some excitement. Does excitement and trouble go hand in hand? Sometimes. I start preparing for my day by making my bed. Each class at Wendell gets their own field day, and today is the third grade's field day. I'm going to wear my blue jean shorts, a t-shirt that says Wendell Elementary Wildcats, and a pair of sneakers. I get completely dressed for breakfast, then I walk towards my little brother's room. Caleb is getting ready for daycare. It's hard to believe Caleb will be going to school with me next year. He will be in kindergarten. Good morning, Caleb, I say. Hi, Millie, says Caleb. Guess what? What, I say. I lost another tooth this morning. Really? How many so far? And where? I ask. Both of my front teeth. I'm growing up, Caleb says. Yes, you are. Now, how many of you have lost your teeth recently? Show me. Yeah. Oh, I see the spaces. Oh, your two front teeth are gone too, just like Caleb. In the background, I hear our mom calling, Caleb and Amelia, time for breakfast. Okay, we say. As we enter the kitchen, I see that Daddy is already seated. He took off work today so he can come to my field day. A lot of parents volunteer to help with field day. Good morning, Mommy and Daddy, Caleb and I say. Good morning, kiddos, says Daddy. Mommy, what's for breakfast, I ask. We're having pancakes, eggs, and sausage. Yummy, I respond. Caleb loves pancakes. Yay, he says. Daddy is reading the morning paper while we are waiting for Mom to serve breakfast, and Caleb sits beside him. What section of the paper are you reading? Well, I am reading the sports section now. It's baseball season. Daddy always takes us to games, and Caleb really enjoys them. Caleb likes baseball, so he plays t-ball. I also like baseball, but I play soccer, and I'm a cheerleader during football season. Daddy? Asked Caleb. Yes. Who won the baseball game last night? Our Atlanta Braves won. They beat the Los Angeles Dodgers by 4 points. Ooh, that sounds like a great game, says Caleb. When are we going to another game? Soon, probably next week. I can't wait, Daddy. I hope I'll catch a ball. I hope so too, son. As Caleb and Daddy have their conversation, I help Mom set the table. We bring all the food to the table in serving dishes, and Daddy says a prayer over the food before we pass the dishes. I love butter pecan syrup on my pancakes, but Caleb puts strawberry syrup on his. As we eat, it is so quiet that you could hear a pin drop. We are enjoying our food. Next thing I know, Mommy is speaking to Caleb and me. All right, kiddos, time for school and daycare. Be sure you grab your book bags. Yes, ma'am, we say. Caleb, she says. Yes. Grab your lunch. Oh yeah, why doesn't Amelia need a lunch today? Caleb doesn't know my school is having field day. The PTA provides the food for the kids during this week. Caleb, none of your business. Just do as you're told, I say. Okay, says Caleb. Do you have your book bags? Mom asks. Do you have your book bags? Mom asks us. Yes, ma'am, we do, I say. Caleb grabs his toys and I pick the visor with my name on the front. Amelia, did you put on sunscreen? Says Mommy. Yes, ma'am. Everybody gets in the car and Dad pulls out of the garage. Caleb and I started singing, but this time we make up a tune. Our parents laugh joyously. Dad drops Caleb off at daycare first, then we head to good old Wendell Elementary. When we arrive, we head towards Miss Honeycutt's room. Mr. Humphreys is standing at the door, so we greet him. Good morning, Mr. Humphreys, Mommy and Daddy say. Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. Patterson and Amilya Rose. Morning, I say. Great weather for field day, says Daddy. Yes, it is, says Mr. Humphreys. Amelia, what events are you going to participate in today? I'm going to do Tug of War, the 50-yard dash, and the sack race. I'm really excited. Sounds wonderful. Well, be on your best behavior. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Yes, sir. Finally, we enter Miss Honeycutt's room, and I go straight to my desk. There are lots of kids and parents swarming around. My classroom is housing all the water for the day, as well as the sacks for the sack race. Next thing I know, all the students are seated at their desks. Miss Honeycutt asks that we all quiet down. Then she tells the parents what they must do to set up for the day. The parents begin to move all the supplies outside. After the Pledge of Allegiance, Miss Honeycutt takes the roll. This time, however, she hands us each name badges, and she starts to review the rules we must follow. As Miss Honeycutt talks about the rules, I start to daydream. Uh-oh, is that a good time to stop paying attention? Maybe if you're not too concerned about the rules. Don't get me wrong, I'm excited about field day. However, I am more excited about what is going to happen after school. Summer vacation, hooray! Summer vacation is my favorite time of the year. First, I get to wear shorts, t-shirts, and sandals or sneakers all the time. I don't like wearing sweaters or coats. I get to go swimming and I visit the zoo, aquarium, and amusement parks. Who likes doing those kind of activities during the summer? I do. Yeah, they're so much fun. Second, I get to spend the summer days with my grandparents. My cousins and I call them Big Mama and Big Daddy. I love them so much and we always have fun. We play games like Uno or Old Maid, and we sit on the front porch watching TV. We laugh, talk, and tell jokes and dance. Third, I get to play with all the neighborhood kids at the playground, especially my best friends forever, Leah, Jackson, and Christy. We also like to ride our bikes around the neighborhood together. My daydream is interrupted by Miss Honeycutt calling my name. Amelia? Amilya Rose? Says Miss Honeycutt. Yes, ma'am, I say. Please get in line, says Miss Honeycutt. As I am slowly drifting back from my daydream to reality, I notice that Miss Honeycutt has told the class to line up single file. My class heads out to the field and joins the other 5 third-grade classes at Wendell. Let the games begin. I see the parents preparing hot dogs, hamburgers, chips, baked beans, cookies, cupcakes, water, Gatorade, and soda for lunch. Our parents really know how to take care of us. Time seems to move by pretty swiftly because I don't have access to a clock while I'm outside. The first event is a 100-yard dash, and before I know it, it's time for the 50-yard dash. I do my best and win first place. All right, good job. Eventually, the last event of the day is here, the Tug of War. The last 2 classes to compete are Miss Honeycutt's Hornets and Mr. Blake's Bears. As I line up with my class, I hope the bell will ring soon. I must have looked distracted because Miss Honeycutt asked me, Amilya Rose, are you ready? Yes, ma'am, I say. Are you sure you want to compete? Of course I do. This is my favorite event. Hornets rule. Growling, screaming, screeching. Honeycutt Hornets and Blake Bears do, the kids all chant. Christy and Jackson are on the Blake Bears team. Leah, my other best friend, is on the Honeycutt Hornets team with me. I hear the parents, teachers, and other classes yelling and cheering as we tug away. Finally, the Bears come tumbling down. Hooray, we win! My team shouts. Miss Honeycutt's class rules. Now, field day is over, and a brief moment of sadness comes over me as we pack up everything and head back to our classrooms. As eager as I am for summer break to begin, I did enjoy my field day. Once we get back into the room, we clean out our desks. We have about 45 minutes to go. Great job, class, says Miss Honeycutt. Thank you, Miss Honeycutt, we say. I really enjoyed being your teacher this year. I hope you all will have a wonderful summer. Miss Honeycutt looks at the clock and says, you can talk quietly and sign each other's yearbooks for the last few minutes. Thank you, Miss Honeycutt. We love you, we say. I make sure everyone signs my yearbook, then I pack my book bag and go over to Leah. We start talking about our summer plans. Leah, what are you going to do tomorrow? I ask. You know, it's our first day away from school. My parents are taking us to the movies. Then I will probably play outside, says Leah. Sounds fun, I respond. Anything I get to do will be fun, as long as I don't have to do any homework, says Leah. I know what you mean. Will you get to spend time with your grandparents for the summer too, I ask. Yes, then we can go on an adventure, says Leah. Ooh, yes. I love adventures, I say. I can feel my stomach swirling. I know the bell is going to ring soon, and summer vacation will be here. I will be free. As much as I love walking to the daycare, I need to move quickly today. I will just get in the car and go because Miss Ruffles at Cuddle Time has a big treat for us. I really don't want to miss it. Before I know it, I look up at the clock and see there's 1 minute to go before the bell. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ding dong ding goes the school bell. I am officially out of the 3rd grade. No more homework except for summer reading. But most importantly, Caleb and I get to spend time with our grandparents. Wow, that sounds like a lot of fun. What do you all like to do during summer vacation? Go swimming a lot? Travel? Oh, go on a plane? That would be fun. Oh, yeah, you attend summer camp? Very cool. Chapter 2, Summer Vacation. There are a couple of days before we go to our grandparents' house, so Caleb and I start our summer vacation at the state fair on Saturday. We enjoy amusement parks and love to hear the laughter and screams of the kids. Caleb and I play skee ball and basketball, and we ride every ride possible. We eat cotton candy, hot dogs, funnel cakes, and popcorn. However, even though I'm having a blast at the state fair, I'm still thinking about going to my grandparents' house. Caleb and I spend the majority of our summer days at their home, and I can't wait to go. Millie? Millie? Millie! Says Caleb. What? I must have been daydreaming again. Caleb frowns. I was trying to ask you a question, but you were ignoring me. I'm sorry, what's your question? Well, are you going to answer or ignore me? I patiently say, I'll answer you this time. What were you thinking about? I don't like it when people ask what I was thinking. None of your business, Caleb. Is that what you wanted to ask me? No, I just wanted to know if we can ride the bumper cars again. Oh, I guess so. I'll race you. On your mark, get set, go! As we start to run, I hear my mom yell, Hold it! We stop in our tracks and turn around. Kids, it's time to go home, says Mom. Oh no. Mom, please, please, can we ride the bumper cars one more time? Caleb asks. We've been here since 10 o'clock this morning, and it's time to go, says Dad. Caleb starts to cry, but I don't really care about riding the bumper cars again. My focus is on going to my Big Daddy and Big Mama's house. I walk to the car in a daze because I'm thinking about all the exciting things I could do this summer. I know an adventure is in the making, but I don't have a plan yet. My family and I get into the car, and Caleb cries himself to sleep during the ride home. Those summertime adventures are swirling through my head. I'm tired after spending 8 hours at the state fair. I soon start to drift a little as well. When we arrive home, my mom says it's bath time, then bedtime. The house is quiet when I go to bed, but I can hear the neighborhood dogs howling at the moon. Before long, everyone is asleep. Sunday is church day. Then I get to see Big Mama and Big Daddy on Monday. Are you following along, Jaw? Yeah, you are. Good job. Pretty cool. Ready for summer vacation. I lay in bed on Monday morning, listening to the clock in the hallway ticking. Then my alarm finally goes off, and I quickly hop out of bed. It's time to go to Big Mama's house. Oh my, I have to decide what to wear. One of the many great things about summer is that I can wear shorts, t-shirts, and sandals every day, but I keep my sneakers close by just in case. If you're wondering why I said just in case, it's because I have to be prepared for my adventures at all times. It's good, always be prepared. You never know what'll come up. I run to the kitchen immediately after getting dressed. My mom is not in the kitchen yet, but since I only want cereal this morning, I can serve myself. I get my own bowl, spoon, milk, and cereal and set them on the table. Caleb comes into the kitchen. Good morning, Millie. Morning. How did you sleep? Pretty good. I had a dream that I got a dog for my birthday. Oh, really? I try not to roll my eyes because Caleb has been asking for a dog since he learned how to speak. I don't know if he ever will get one, but I say, Hopefully you will get your dog this year. Mom and Dad join us, and Mom makes Caleb some oatmeal. I eat my breakfast quickly, but Caleb plays with his oatmeal while Mom packs snacks to take with us. Kids, your dad will drop you off this morning, says Mom. Okay, we say. I really don't care who takes me to my grandparents as long as I get there. When Caleb is finished with breakfast, we grab our bags and head to the car. My dad waits until we are buckled in, then he cranks the car and pulls out of the garage. Caleb and I start to sing, and Daddy joins in. As we cruise down the road, I look forward to the yummy treats our grandparents will have for us this summer. Frosted flakes, watermelon, ribs, chicken, BLTs, and chocolate milk. Do any of you get spoiled by your grandparents? Maybe get a few treats you don't get at home? It's one of the joys of having grandparents. I smile as I think about my grandparents. Big Daddy is very tall and wide. He has mixed gray hair and he loves to smile. He usually wears blue jeans and a plaid shirt. He drives a big green old-fashioned car that is always loaded with tools and goodies. Big Mama is shorter than Big Daddy. She has soft, long gray hair and pretty brown eyes. I love to hear her laugh because it makes me want to laugh too. Also, my great Aunt Rose lives with my grandparents. I was partially named after her. Caleb and I stay away from her though, because we think she's kind of creepy. She is really old, and she usually stays in the front bedroom of the house. If she walks around, she just shuffles along with her walker. Aunt Rose always wears wigs that look like a dead animal, and she makes weird noises. Big Mama says she is just taking deep breaths so she can talk, but I think her deep breaths would scare away the chickens if we had some. That's funny. My grandparents' house is red brick with a huge screened front porch, and it is located at the corner of Boulevard Drive and 3rd Avenue. Out front, there is a long brick path that leads to the front door, and it has grass on each side. In the backyard, Big Daddy built 3 small white houses. 2 are used to store his tools, but the 3rd is where my cousins and I go to hang out. We like to listen to music, dance, laugh, and eat popsicles. There are several great climbing trees in the front and backyards, but I love the huge pecan tree that is located on the side of the house. I have learned that pecan trees are very peculiar because pecans only grow every other year. That's interesting, isn't it? I hope this year I will be able to climb the tree and pick some. Whenever I think about my grandparents' home, I also think about the rest of the neighborhood. No matter what day of the week it is, we never know what to expect in my grandparents' neighborhood because there are some wacky neighbors that live nearby. Who has some fun neighbors? Or those mysterious ones you're like, I don't know about going up to that house when we trick or treat. For instance, there is Mrs. Peabody. She is a short, old white lady who lives alone with 2 big dogs. I believe they are Dobermans. Her hair is all white and it looks like a big fluffy cotton ball. She wears very thick glasses and she owns a big car like an Oldsmobile. I think she loves pink because every time I see her, she is wearing something pink. Every time Mrs. Peabody comes out her front door with her dogs, all the kids run for safety. She is supposedly walking the dogs, but it doesn't look that way to me. The dogs pull away from her so much that it's like they are walking Mrs. Peabody. Then there are the Crumbs, who live across the street from Big Mama's house. They have a white house with a front porch and a white picket fence. Mr. Crumb drives an old blue Ford pickup truck. He is very tall and he always wears overalls. Mrs. Crumb makes the best banana pudding. She has long dark hair and just like Mr. Crumb, she wears overalls. Their grandkids, Christy and Matt, come to visit every summer. Christy is one of my best friends from school, and I'm glad I get to spend time with her. Miss Tomlin is another neighbor. She always makes sure we are doing what's right, so I call her the neighborhood RoboCop for kids. She's got some interesting names for them. If we do anything wrong, she will be the one to tell on us. She is a thin, older black lady. She loves to work in her yard, and plant flowers. Actually, she dabbles in everybody's yards on the street side. The Fords live up the street, and I think Mrs. Ford is a busybody. She knows everyone's business, but of course, no one really knows hers. Her house is olive green with black shutters. Her grandson, Timothy, lives with her all the time. My school friend, Jackson, is friends with Timothy, and sometimes he will come spend time with Timothy during the summer. One thing I love about my grandparents' neighborhood is its huge sidewalk. There's plenty of room for kids to ride bikes, walk, and play safely. All of a sudden, I hear car doors opening, and my daydream comes to an end. As Caleb and I get out of the car, Dad gives us each a hug and a kiss on the cheek. We say goodbye, and Dad drives away. Summer vacation is on. I look up towards Mrs. Peabody's house, and I notice a huge moving van about 6 houses up from my grandparents. I widen my eyes with excitement because I know in my heart what my next adventure will be: visiting the new neighbors. I start to make plans as I walk up the path to Big Mama's house. And I think that's where we'll end part 1 of this story. It's pretty exciting, isn't it? Amilya Rose finished grade 3 with a bang, having that field day with lots of fun there. Then she got to go to the fair, and then the big excitement, going to her grandparents' house. And then when she got there, she finds out there's some new neighbors who've moved in. And she's been looking for an adventure, and one came right into her lap. That's so cool. So I'm glad you joined me for part 1 of the story. So make sure to subscribe, give us a what? Thumbs up, and hit that notification bell. That way you'll know when I'm reading The Adventures of Amilya Rose, Disappearance, part 2, right? You don't want to miss the end of the story. So come on back next time. And remember, the best place to read is wherever you are with a book. Happy reading, little readers. Goodbye.
Ruthy's read it.